Started out from Bern one sunny August morn. There was just the four of us against the Matterhorn. There was Albert the Australian and John the Irishman, me and Bill from Britain, mad dogs in the sun. Matterhorn, Matterhorn, men have tried and men have died to climb the Matterhorn, that mighty Matterhorn. We lost John and the rations fell below. Now Al and Bill are lying beneath an avalanche of snow. Now here I am all alone and I know I cannot stop. 2 more yards in front of me before I reach the top. Matterhorn, Matterhorn, men have tried and men have died to climb the Matterhorn, that mighty Matterhorn. Now here I am a-dying upon the Matterhorn. Not a grave for me to lie in, nor a thing to keep me warm. The Queen would surely knight me if I could get back down. But it's closer here to heaven than it is back to the ground. Matterhorn, Matterhorn, men have tried and men have died to climb the Matterhorn, that mighty Matterhorn, that mighty Matterhorn. Darby's Gazelle. Bless your heart, thank you so much. Here's a song that we recorded a few years ago that Chris Gustavson wrote. It's called Darby's Castle. The ruin on the hill where the smoke is hanging still, like an echo of an age long forgotten, tells the story of a home crushed beneath those blackened stones, and the roof that fell before the beams were rotten. Cecil Darby loved his wife, and he labored all his life to provide her with material possessions. And he built for her a home of the finest wood and stone, but the building soon became his sole obsession. Oh, it took 300 days for the timbers to be raised, and the silhouette was seen for miles around. And the gables reached as high as the eagles in the sky, but it only took one night to bring it down, when Darby's castle tumbled to the ground. So they shared a common bed said there was precious little said in the moments that were set aside for sleeping. For his busy dreams were filled with the rooms he'd yet to build, and he never heard young Ellen Darby weeping. Then one night he heard a sound as he laid his pencil down, traced it to her door and turned the handle, and the pale light of the moon through the window of the room split the shadows where two bodies lay entangled. Oh, it took 300 days for the timbers to be raised, and the silhouette was seen for miles around, and the gables reached as high as eagles in the sky, but it only took one night to burn it down. When Darby's castle tumbled to the ground, when Darby's castle tumbled to the ground.
Thank you.
Are you down to here at Jekyll?
I'm hearing, sounds all right to me. We have some requests. We want to do our best to do what you want to hear, and by golly, that's what we came down here for, and I'm sure what you came for. We're getting some mail now. Ain't that them girls from Florida plays all them records on the radio? Hello, honey.
Yeah, we'll do the God's Coloring Book, and also we had a request to do Breakout this show, and I'll do that too in a little while. Right now, I think they're getting tuned up here to do a Beatles number. We either doing a Carl Perkins or a Beatles number. I don't know. We must be the Beatles of the Stone Age.
This is a very pretty tune. See if you like it. That's what counts. It's called Yesterday.
Oh, yesterday, they came and took my car away.
You forgot to pay. Is that the B? Yeah, I'm in the right place. I have to stop. I think sometimes I have to stop real hard. Well, this song we recorded, I think it was on the River Bottom album.
Yeah,
Dolly Parton song, and I think it's just an excellent song.
Got to be a good one, don't it?
I haven't done it in a couple of weeks. I hope I do.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4.
Get all the
testing,
words
1,
right.
2, 3, 4.
It's a very pretty song, and it's on our River Bottom album. Is it on?
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing.
Can you hear Bill's mic there?
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. There you go.
There you go.
Thank you.
This is called God's Coloring Book. Today as I was walking in a field just down the way, I sat down on a fallen log to pass the time away. And as I looked around me, the more that I did look, the more I realized that I was viewing God's coloring book. I saw a golden ray of sunlight, a silver drop of dew, snow-white fleecy clouds floating o'er the sky of blue, a yellow dandelion, a pretty evergreen, some red and orange flowers growing wild along the stream. And the more I looked around me, the more that I did look, the more I realized that I was viewing God's coloring book. Grayness in an old man's hair, the pink in baby's cheek, the blackness in a stormy cloud, the brown and fallen leaf, the multicolored rainbows stretched out across the sky, and the purple haze at sunset just before the night. And the more I looked around me, the more that I did look, the more I realized that I was viewing God's coloring book. Then I turned my face toward the sky and said a silent prayer. And though God doesn't speak to me, I see Him everywhere. He is all around me, He's everywhere I look, and each new day is just a new page in God's coloring book. He is all around me, He's everywhere I look, and each new day is just a new page in God's coloring book. Thank you very much. Well,
Is Len Holsclaw sitting out there somewhere, our illustrious manager, booking agent? Somewhere in the back, right?
He's out there illustrating.
Well, what in the world is he doing out there?
You're not Len Holsclaw, but you're
I wish you were.
How can
Lenny.
I get him to run an errand for us if I can't even find it? Yeah, he's supposed to be watching our show.
Back there marveling over the war.
Well, we, see, while he's A chord. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay. Here's a tune here while we're... Land, if you're out there, have a little errand there if you might come backstage here.
Yeah,
This is
singing
called-
songs about Dolly Parton, if you can find Dolly Parton out there somewhere. Boy, I've had it out to here with Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton asked me out the other night. Trouble was, I was in her room.
Check one.
Waiting for the boys to come on home. Day to trouble and sorrow in this wicked world below. We are trusting ever, we're trusting God to lead against the foe. There will be a happy tomorrow when the boys again we'll see. In the port the ship comes sailing as we shout the victory. We are waiting, 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 waiting with a smiling song. We are waiting, 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 and it won't be long. The ship comes sailing, 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 sailing on the dashing foam. We are waiting, 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 waiting for the boys to come home. Keep the beacon light shining from this lighthouse on the shore. They are coming, yes, they are coming. We will see their smile once more. God will make a silver lining from the clouds that drift above. And to pour the ship comes sailing, bringing back the boys we love. We are waiting, 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 waiting with a smiling song. We are waiting, 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 and it won't be long. Ship comes sailing, 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 sailing with a dashing foam. We are waiting, 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 waiting for the boys to come home. We are waiting, 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 waiting with a smile and a song. We are waiting, 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 and it won't be long. The ship comes sailing, 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 sailing with a dashing foam. We are waiting, 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 waiting for the boys to come home. Yeah, let's put this one in right here. We had a couple of requests to get Bill Yates here to sing a song here called I'll Break Out Again Tonight. We recorded a few years back on an earlier album, and it was a few years back. I'm sure it was an earlier album. I'll Break Out Again Tonight's the name of it, the chocolate candy commercial.
The long day turns to night, and soon they'll switch off the prison lights, and in myself I'm making plans to be at home with you again. These walls and bars can't hold a dreaming man, so I'll be home to tuck the babies in. They can chain my body, but not my mind, so I'll break out again tonight. The warden thinks I'm impolite. All he's ever seen me wear is stripes. He don't know about my blue suit and my tie that I wear when I'm with you each night. These walls and bars can't hold a dreaming man, so I'll be home to tuck the babies in. They can change my body, but not my mind. So I'll break out again tonight. So I'll break out again tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. The little errand that we had to do for our manager was to go back into the dressing room and get Dick's mandolin. And we're going to do a twin mandolin number for you right now, which we decided to do because a couple of years ago we were sitting there watching Doyle Lawson and Quicksilver, and of course about 3 or 4 of those guys all play fiddles in that group, and I looked at Dick, he looked at me and said, here they're doing a twin fiddle number and we can't do anything like that. And I says, I says, I believe we can. I believe we can do a twin mandolin number. So our illustrious banjo player here, Dick Smith, is going to tune his mandolin right now. Now, actually, he's, I think the mandolin was actually Dick's first bluegrass instrument, so he's quite a mandolin picker, and he's going to show off a little bit of that right now on a twin mandolin number with me called Dixie Hoedown.
Wait a minute, before you put that up, I haven't told you lately.
Oh, yeah. Before you put that up. Yeah, we're going to dedicate this whole show to Joyce, is that Wilson? Okay. From Hartwell, Georgia, the first bluegrass festival you've been to, right? Okay. Give her a nice hand. Are you enjoying yourself? Good. It's good to see that you can make it down here, and I hope you make all the rest of them. All right. And I got a note here for Charlie. It says, "Dear Charlie, I think you're the most handsome guitar picker I've ever saw in my life. I love the way you shake your leg when you play the guitar, and I love those hot runs you make. And I like to be with you after the show if it's any way possible." It's signed George.
Well, hang loose, George. We'll do an old song here. This has been around a long, long time, and probably a lot of young folks wouldn't hear new songs, old songs, if they weren't brought back. And I think Louisville and Scotty, is that right, originally wrote this, and Gene Archer recorded it years ago, and we put it on our album. We had a couple more instruments on the album, which can't have up here with us. Financially, that's impossible.
Can't afford it.
But it's a very pretty song, and I hope it comes out all right. It's called "Have I Told You Lately That I Love You?" Have I told you lately that I love you? Could I tell you once again somehow? Have I told with all my heart and soul how I adore you? Well, darling, I'm telling you now. Have I told you lately when I'm sleeping? Every dream I dream is you somehow. Have I told how all the night along when you're not with me? Well, darling, I'm telling you now. This heart would break in two if I should lose you. I'm no good without you anyhow. Have I told you lately that I love you? Well, darling, I'm telling you now. Should lose you. I'm no good without you anyhow. Have I told you lately that I love you? Well, darling, I'm telling you now. Well, darling, I'm telling you now. Thank you. That's on our latest album, The Good As Gold album, and hope you like that there. We got some twin fiddles on it, and
Beautiful life. You can do that.
Yeah, dobro, a little bit of.
Dobro and fiddle.
Well, buy it and find out. This one? Okay. Here's a.
I see the Johnson Mountain Boys are back. They went out about an hour ago and carried all their awards out to their bus. They're just getting back now.
I know why they pulled that U-Haul behind the van now. I thought it was to haul Eddie Stubbs in, but I come to find out it's.
Each day I'll do.
Each day I'll do
a golden deed.
a golden deed
By helping those.
By helping those
who are in need.
who are in need.
My life on earth.
My life on earth
is but a span.
is but a span.
And so I'll do.
And so I'll do the best I can. Life's evening sun
Life's evening sun
is sinking low.
is sinking low.
A few more days.
A few more days.
And I must go.
And I must go to meet the
meet the deed
that I have done.
that I have done.
Where there will be.
Where there will be no
setting sun. To be a child of God each day.
Of God each day.
My life is judged.
My life is judged
along the way.
along the way.
I'll sing His praise.
I'll sing His praise
while the ages roll.
while the ages roll.
And try to help
some troubled soul. Life's evening sun
Life's evening sun
is sinking low.
is sinking low.
A few more days.
A few more days.
And I must go.
And I must go to meet the deed.
To meet the deed
that I have done.
that I have done.
Where there will be.
Where there will be no
setting sun. No setting sun. Oh, goodness. Which one? Yeah, all right, here's a little. Jimmy Murphy wrote this song, and we put this on the River Bottom album. We was in the studio, as a matter of fact, recording it just about the time that Jimmy Murphy passed away, and always was a fellow that I wanted to meet. Never got to, but we're glad to do one of his songs here. This is. I hope I can get this in this hour. Usually this is a first set song because it's got so many fast words in it.
Yeah, Eddie Stubbs standing back there with his fiddle going like this.
Really? This is. It's called Electricity. Here's hoping. Come on, guitar. Well, you can't see electricity moving on the line. How in the world can you doubt it when you can see it shine? When you get salvation, this current you can feel. Don't have to have nobody to tell you that it's real. Some people don't know good music when they hear it in the air. Other people, they don't know the Lord when they kneel down in prayer. When you get salvation, this current you can feel. You don't have to have nobody to tell you that it's real. Some people don't believe in religion, they think it's just a fake. It's just as real good people as eating a T-bone steak. Sweet as any honey that any bee could make. Good old sugar molasses on a great big chocolate cake. This old-time salvation He gave to me and you. I'm feasting on the mountain like Jesus told me to. I'm drinking from the fountain that flows from up on high. Drinking from the fountain, cry, no, it won't run dry. Well, you can't see electricity moving on the line. How in the world can you doubt it when you can see it shine? When you get salvation, this current you can feel. You don't have to have nobody to tell you that it's real. Yeah. This is Fred Marshall. I left my old home to ramble this country. My mother and dad said, son, don't go wrong. Remember that God will always watch over you, and we will be waiting for you here at home. Son, don't go astray, was what the boat told me. Remember that love for God can be found. But now they're both gone. This letter just told me 4 years they've been dead. The fields have turned brown. For many long years, this world I have traveled. No thoughts of the days when I would return. Now as I go home to find no one waiting, the price I have paid to live and to learn. Son, don't go astray, was what the boat told me. Remember that love for God can be found. But now they're both gone. This letter just told me 4 years they've been dead. The fields have turned brown. How many more? I usually write songs down in the palm of my hand, and the young lady back at the record table asked for Casey's Last Ride. I don't know if this is Casey's last ride night or not. Is she still here? Bless your heart. No. Well, we'd like to, please, and I did take the request. We'll give it a try. One more, yeah.
I saw her standing guard on the men's room so Charlie wouldn't wash his hands.
A lady walked up to Richard over there before the show and asked him, said, "Do you get nervous before you go on stage?" He said, "Nah, don't bother me." She said, "What are you doing in the ladies' room then?"
This is Chris Christopherson
more
song,
interesting.
and it's a very pretty song. I hope I do it justice. And we did this on a Vanguard album several years ago. It's called Casey's Last Ride. Casey joins the hollow sound of silent people walking down the stairway to the subway and the shadows down below. Following the footsteps through the neon darkened corridors in silent desperation, never speaking to a soul. The poison air he's breathing has the dirty smell of dying, 'cause it's never seen the sunshine and it's never felt the rain. Casey minds the arrows and ignores the fatal echo of the clicking of the turnstile and the rattle of his chain. Oh, she said, Casey, it's been so long since I've seen you. Here, she said, just a kiss to make a body smile. See, she said, I put on new stockings just to please you. Lord, she said, Casey, could you only stay a while? Casey leaves the underground and stops inside the Golden Crown for something wet to wipe away the chill that's on his bones. Seeing his reflection in the lives of all the lonely men, reach for anything they can to keep from going home. Standing in the corner, Casey drinks his pint of bitter, never glancing in the mirror at the people passing by. Then he stumbles as he's leaving, and he wonders if the reason is the beer that's in his belly or the tear that's in his eye. Oh, she said, I suppose you seldom think about me. Now, she said, now that you've a family of your own. Still, she said, it's so blessed good to feel your body. Lord, she said, Casey, it's a shame to be alone. Oh, she said, Casey, it's been so long since I've seen you. Here, she said, just a kiss to make a body smile. See, she said, I put on new stockings just to please you. Lord, she said, Casey, could you only stay a while? Lord, she said, Casey, it's a shame to be alone. All right, I'll tell you what, we've certainly enjoyed your wonderful audience, and we've enjoyed our visit down here, and thank you very much. Hope we can come back down and be with you again. We've got a whole lot more happening here tonight, and we want to do one more song and take it out. We've got to go
I got a good idea for this last tune, Charlie. Dick's been
that?
dying to play some kind of instrumental over here tonight on the banjo. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to play an intelligent, complicated, well thought out lick on the mandolin. And he's going to play it note for note, or he's going to try to, at least the best he can, on that banjo over there. Ancient. He is going to play it note for note, just exactly like I play it on the mandolin. But you watch him close, because he cheats a little bit.
Arthur Smith and Don Reno originally done this. And they tried to steal it in the movie.
No
but they didn't get
practicing?
away with it.
No practice?
No practicing.
Here we go.
Okay.